Up guys, welcome to my new video, and in this video I'm going to show you how to sort an array of elements using quicksort. So first we will see how it works and then we will move on to the code of the quicksort. So let us consider this array of elements. So what we do initially, we assign a pivot element. So in this we have 40 as a pivot element. The first element is always the pivot element. So next we have assigned 40 as pivot element, and we will increment the value of I if the next element in the array is greater than, or if it is less than the pivot element, and we will stop as soon as we will find an element which is greater than the pivot element. So here we have 40 and I is at 40. Next I moves on to 20, but it is less than 40, so we will increment I. Next is 10, we will again increment I. Next is 90, so we will stop here and we will decrement the value of j. So j is at the last element, and we will decrement it until we find an element which is less than pivot. So now 60 is greater than 40, and 70 is again greater than 40, 50 is again greater than 40, but 30 is less than 40. So in this case we will swap the value of 90 and 30. So we have swapped the value. Now we will again increment the value of I until we find an element which is greater than 40. So next element is 80, so which is greater than 40, so we will stop here. Now we will again decrement the value of the position of j until we find an element which is less than pivot. So 80 is not less than 40, so again we will decrement j. Now 30 is less than 40, but I and j have crossed each other. So when they cross each other, we swap the value of pivot with j, but the pivot remains as it is. So now 40 will be at the position j, and here you will notice one thing, that all the value of elements which are greater than pivot are at the right side, and the value which are less than pivot are at the left side. So this position is fixed, so we got an element which has a fixed position. Now what we will do, we will separate these two arrays into two arrays. So first is 30, 20, 10, which will be sorted by a different thread, and 80, 90, 50, 70, 60 will be sorted by another thread. So now we will first sort the left part of the array. Now we will consider 30 as the pivot element. Again we will see if the element is greater than 30, and we will increment I up till we find an element which is greater than 30, or we will find the last element. Now in this case I has reached the last position, and in this case we cannot decrement the value of j, because the next value is not greater than 30. So we will stop the process, and we will swap the last element with the pivot, and again we have find an element which has a fixed position. Again you can notice that the element which are at the right part of the pivot are greater than pivot, and the elements which are in the left part are less than pivot. So this position is fixed. Again the process will be divided, and the left part is again passed to a separate thread. Now 10 will be the pivot and 20 will be j, the j's position. And again we will increment the value of I and j. Now it will swap itself. So again its position is fixed. So we got three pivot elements. Again we will pass 20 and we will get the pivot element. Then we will sort the right part of the array, which is 80, 90, 50, 70 and 60. So consider 80 as the pivot, and we will increment the value of I until we find an element which is greater than the pivot. So we found 90, which is greater than the pivot. Now we will decrement j until we find an element which is less than the pivot. Now 60 is less than pivot, so we will stop here and we will swap these two values. So 60 and 90 are swapped. Then again we will increment the value of I until we find an element which is greater than pivot element. So 50 is not greater, 70 is not greater, but 90 is greater. So now we will decrement the value of j. So here we have decremented the value of j to 70, but both of them have crossed each other. So j and I have crossed each other. So in this case we will swap pivot and j. So again we have found a pivot element, and the left part of that pivot element is smaller than pivot and right is greater than. So again the process will be divided into two threads. So one thread will sort 70, 60 and 50, and another thread will sort 90. So 90 there is no need, but still it will calculate. So now the left thread will consider 70 as pivot and will start with I and j. And again we will increment the value of I until we find an element which is greater than 70, but there is no element as such. So again it will swap pivot with j. So j is at 50, and it is not going to be decremented because 50 is less than 70, so it will stay as it is, and it will be swapped with 50. Now again we have found another element which has a fixed position. 70 has a fixed position. Then again the process is not divided. In fact, it has been calculated by a single thread. So 50 and 60 will be sorted. So 50 is considered as pivot, and I and j is there. So now we will swap. Now I is incremented until we find an element which is greater than 50. So 60 is greater, and j is there. So again j is incremented and it is at pivot element. So again it will swap itself, and we have again found an element which has a fixed position. So again 60, it will pass 60 and it will be a pivot element. Then the thread for 90 will come and it will consider it as a pivot element. So this is how we are going to sort all the elements, and finally we have got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 and 90. So basically this is how quicksort works. So now let's look at the code. So we have a function called quicksort, and we have only two header files, which is stdio.h and omp.h. This is for OpenMP. Now this is the main class. We have taken an array of 20 elements and size and height. So now initially we are getting the value of array from the size of array from the user. It should be obviously less than 20. Then we are accepting the elements, and we have set thread to we are taking two threads. So one will be master and another will be slave. So we are calling the function quicksort. It is taking three parameters. The first is array, next is the first position, and last one is the last position. Size -1 is the last position. Now let's go to the function. It is taking the array first and last. Now it has declared four things. First is pivot, j, and j, temp and I. Now first it will check if first is less than last. So if that satisfies, then only it will enter into the next part of the code. Now it considers the first element as pivot, and I will be first and j will be last. Then again it is entering into a while loop where I is less than j. Then it is checking for the condition, for the initial condition where we increment the value of I, if we get a value where the element is greater than the pivot element. So we will increment the value of I until and unless the element is less than the pivot element, less than or equal to the pivot element, and it should be less than the last element. So it will give us the element which is greater than the pivot element. Then it enters into a while loop and it decrements the value of j until it finds the element which is less than the pivot element. So then it compares I and j. So if value of I is less than j, then it will swap the values, else it will not. Then it swaps the value of pivot and j, and then it divides the process into two parts. So first part is executed by the master, and the next part is executed by the slave. slave thread. Next it again calls the same function quicksort, and it passes the first array, then the first element in the remaining array, and the last in that remaining array, last position in that remaining array, which is sorted by the master thread. And the next part is the remaining part, which was the right side of the pivot. Now that has been sorted by the non-master thread. So it passes j plus 1. So j was the pivot position where the pivot was exchanged, and j plus 1 will be the next element and the last one. So this is calling again the sort. After doing the sorting, it will return to this line, and it will print sorted elements, and it will finally end. So this is how the code for quicksort works. So thanks for watching, guys, and do subscribe.